Subscribe, hype, like, click the notification bell and turn on all notifications. And donate with a super thanks donation in the comments section below for the unfiltered, unapologetic SeanzViewEnt, your home for WWE news, rumors, and backstage chaos. This is where gossip gets exposed around the clock. Now, here's your host, the brash SeanzViewEnt.
We have a wild, spectacular show for you today following Saturday night's main event. But before AEW Double or Nothing tonight, it was all or nothing for Saturday night's main event last night with a major announcement that, and this isn't the only major announcement, about Rey Mysterio, the new GM, the general manager of AAA under the flagship of WWE. Savio Vega returned as he was on commentary, replacing Rey Mysterio again, as Rey Mysterio is in charge of AAA as your GM. Your thoughts, your review of Saturday night's main event last night. 1 out of 10, guys. Your score, your rating, your comments, your opinions of Saturday night's main event last night. Well, ladies and gentlemen, that is not the only thing we are talking about. Massive WWE announcement coming out of the weekend, the Memorial Day weekend that it is. After a shooting outside the White House of WWE Hall of Famer Donald Trump. Ladies and gentlemen, but that's not the only thing making waves this morning. Over in AEW, the rumor mill is spinning out of control for Double or Nothing. Advanced buys are reportedly exploding ahead of the Darby Allin versus MJF title versus here match. And finally, we are diving into the biggest and ugliest corporate story in wrestling right now. TKO facing massive backlash over WWE talent pay cuts during a time of record-breaking business. Well, ladies and gentlemen, first we got to bring it up. First we got to address about it. And first we got to talk about it. Charlotte Flair, during her match, Charlotte Flair reportedly suffered a wardrobe malfunction yet again. And now we are keeping this respectful, but the real story here isn't the malfunction itself, but how Charlotte Flair handled it. This is why WWE trusts her in these massive, high-pressure live spots. She didn't panic, she didn't break character, and she wrestled right through the issues like the seasoned pro that she is. Live TV means that you can control the lighting, the pyro, the camera cuts, but once the bell rings, anything can happen. Charlotte Flair proved exactly why she is one of the most reliable stars in the industry, but the bigger talking point came out of the ring involving Soul Ruca. Guys, we need to have a serious discussion about the Soul Snatcher. Ladies and gentlemen, there is no denying that Soul Ruca is one of the most uniquely athletic women on the roster. Her finisher is tailor-made for the TikTok and YouTube Shorts era. When it hits, it is spectacular, but when it misses, it becomes a glaring issue. And last night on Saturday night's main event, we saw another botch finish involving the move. The spot looked incredibly awkward, and reports are starting to state that Becky Lynch actually had to pull referee Jessika Carr in the path of the move just to force a disqualification and salvage the ending. Fans immediately took to social media, and the criticisms were loud. The question isn't whether Soul Ruca is talented. She is. The question is whether that finisher is too high risk to rely on for weekly live television. If you need a veteran like Becky Lynch to cover up mistimed spots, WWE has a perception problem on their hands. And Becky even added more fuel to the fire online afterward, sarcastically taking credit for saving the match. Is this a legitimate botch, or is WWE turning real-life criticism into a storyline? We are about to find out, because at WWE Clash in Italy next weekend, we are going to see the match, the rematch. The Intercontinental title will be on the line as Becky Lynch goes one-on-one with Soul Ruca at Clash in Italy. And it should be one for the ages, you would have to assume. Because of how Soul Ruca and Becky Lynch match ended again, WWE officially announced that they are running it back. Fans are split. Half the audience thinks Soul Ruca is being rushed and that the botches prove that she isn't ready for the spot. The other half thinks WWE is brilliantly weaving real-life internet chatter into a blockbuster title program. Is that exactly what is going down? And yes, ladies and gentlemen, we do indeed have a massive WWE announcement during this very episode this morning here on The Brash and the Brazen. Remember, for more videos like this, remember to like, comment, subscribe, click that bell, and turn on all notifications. Now let's switch gears here and talk about All Elite Wrestling. Ladies and gentlemen, this is an old-school, high-stakes wrestling booking at its finest. The rumors leading to the show are off the charts, and Dave Meltzer is already reporting the advance for pay-per-views are absolutely exploding while walk-up buys dictate the final number. All right? The early metrics suggest that this is going to be one of AEW's biggest business nights of the year. It's easy for me to say. I'm a little hyped up, as you can see, between Saturday night's main event last night. We got AEW Double or Nothing tonight, as you can see. Maybe I got to slow down a little bit because obviously you can see the energy. You can see the botches. You know, I want to talk about Ruca botch, and I just botched the hell out of my episode right then and there. But we got to talk about business, ladies and gentlemen, business. Because as much as old school as we're going to be getting tonight with AEW and the Here versus title match, this is a brutal labor story. Simultaneously, reports have broken that WWE talents are being approached to take pay cuts or restructure their guaranteed deals. And former wrestlers and fans like are furious. Right now, WWE is harder than it has ever been in decades. They are selling out arenas globally, moving to Netflix, expanding into massive international markets, and absolutely printing money. TKO just reported the Q1 revenue of a staggering $1.59 billion, with WWE bringing in over $475 million for the quarter alone. That is a 22% increase year over year. Yet simultaneously, reports have broken that WWE talents are being approached again to take pay cuts. Now this, ladies and gentlemen, is when TKO boasts about billion-dollar revenues to their shareholders, but turns around and asks their talents to take a financial hit. It makes the company look ruthless. AJ Styles recently had to defend the locker room online, and other former WWE names have publicly called out the hypocrisy. WWE wants their talents and their headlines to be about massive success, but right now, a very dark cloud is hanging over the financial treatment of their locker room. The question isn't whether WWE is making money, it's actually who gets to benefit from the boom period. And this is where we live things today, ladies and gentlemen. I want to hear you, because this is where we pull up back the curtain. This is where you get a look backstage. For over a decade, for over 10 years, I have been here for each and every one of you. And now we get into the major announcement of the evening. Although Rey Mysterio became the general manager, the GM for AAA under the WWE banner last night, which is what the world saw, now we are receiving word, according to those in the know, and this can change, with Randy Orton severely injured, with Randy Orton hurt, with Randy Orton suffering debilitating back injuries. There is a lot of rumor and gossip and guesswork about Randy Orton and his future in World Wrestling Entertainment and what is next for Randy Orton. Now, Randy Orton has went on social media to deny reports that he's injured, that he's hurt. But why didn't the WWE follow up after the punt kick at WrestleMania? That's the thing. That's the big question on everyone's mind. That is the confliction online right now. Because Randy Orton online went back on the reports that he's injured, that he's hurt. But again, why didn't the WWE have a follow-up? Why wasn't Cody Rhodes written off after the punt kick? How could Cody Rhodes return right after a severe, debilitating punt kick? But in real life, Randy Orton is really injured and hurt. And again, guys, it's kind of hard because sometimes we'll admit it, we'll see it. We've seen it over and over again. Sometimes the dirt sheets get it right, and certainly sometimes they get it wrong. But in this instance, it's kind of 50-50. However, ladies and gentlemen, we could see SmackDown see a facelift, see a turn. SmackDown seeing a major adjustment, ladies and gentlemen, because according to those in the know, the Viper, Randy Orton, could very well be named either the new SmackDown GM, the new general manager of the Blue Brand on Friday nights on the USA Network, or Randy Orton could be named co-general manager of SmackDown with Nick Aldis, while Randy Orton, gets better. If he can return. If he can make an in-ring comeback to the Blue Brand of SmackDown. Now, it is fully anticipated, it is expected, that Randy Orton should be able to be wrestling in time for SummerSlam, but Randy Orton is definitely going to need some time off, some time away, the summer to recuperate. Randy Orton says he's still chasing that deafening number for a world championship, but we're going to have to see where all that is ultimately going to lead to. Ladies and gentlemen, scoring with your news, your thoughts, your comments, your opinions. What is your take on all the news and all the rumors in the WWE area? Encapsulate it to you, because we truly believe in the viewers, the fans, and the subscribers who make this show what it is, very prominent and very over like Rover. And you know what? The future of this show is so bright, we're going to have to wear shades in 2026. Plenty more to come. Click that bell, subscribe, and remember to always refresh my channel and look up Sean View online for the hottest, the latest in the WWE. This is your place to be. Subscribe.